My mother-in-law decided the best way to cure our son's peanut allergy was to feed him peanuts. Hello, our relationship advice or RJUSTNOMIL. I'm writing this from Europe, specifically from Germany, where I live with my husband and our little son. I am 32 years old, my husband is 35, and our son Thomas, name changed for anonymity, just turned 4 years old. I am in shock, furious, and I just don't know what to do next. My mother-in-law, let's call her Dragon Mom, because she always tries to control everything, like in some fantasy novel, decided that the best way to cure our son's peanut allergy is to simply feed him peanuts. Yes, you read that right. She took and gave him peanut butter, thinking it was the good old exposure method, like in her day. Now our son is in the hospital, and I'm sitting here trying not to explode with anger. Let me tell you everything in order, because this wasn't just an accident, it was a conscious act, and I feel like my family is falling apart because of it. First, a little background so you understand the context. My husband, let's call him husband or DH, as they often write on Reddit, and I have been married for 6 years. He is German, I am Ukrainian, I moved here after university. Our son Thomas was born here in Berlin, and from the very beginning was a healthy boy, active, loves to play with cars, draw, and watch cartoons about superheroes. But when he was 2 years old, we discovered he has a serious peanut allergy. It happened at a children's party. Someone gave him a piece of a peanut bar, and within minutes he started swelling, broke out in a rash all over his body, and had trouble breathing. We rushed to the emergency room, and the hospital confirmed anaphylactic shock from peanuts. The doctors said it's a lifelong thing, and we must always have an EpiPen, that auto-injector with adrenaline, with us. Since then, we've become paranoid. We check all labels in the supermarket, don't allow any peanut products at home, and even at school, he goes to kindergarten. We provided a full list of allergens and an EpiPen. We spent a lot of money on tests, consultations with allergists, and even took a course on how to respond to crises. My husband fully supports me in this. He himself was scared that time when our son almost suffocated. Now about the mother-in-law. She is 62, lives in a small town near Berlin, and is a widow. My husband's father died 10 years ago. She is a typical old-school person, believes in folk remedies, distrusts modern medicine, says that in her day there were no allergies because children ate everything and ran around barefoot. She has always interfered with our parenting, criticized us for spoiling our son too much, for not giving him real food like in her childhood. We've had conflicts before, for example, when she wanted to give him honey at 6 months, which is dangerous for infants, or when she criticized my Ukrainian cuisine as unhealthy. But with the allergy, she is especially stubborn. Every time we remind her, she rolls her eyes and says, "It's all from your gadgets and sterility. In my time, children ate peanuts and nothing happened." We explained to her a million times, showed her medical reports, told her about the EpiPen, even invited her to a meeting with the doctor. She would nod, but I always felt she didn't believe it. My husband defended her, saying, "Mom is just older, give her time to adapt." But I saw her avoiding eye contact. And then yesterday, everything exploded. We invited her over for the weekend. My husband wanted her to spend time with our grandson since she hadn't seen him in a while. I work as a freelancer designer, so I was home, but had to step out for an hour to go to the grocery store. Before leaving, I reminded everyone, "No peanuts, check everything." The mother-in-law said, Yes, I understand." When I returned, I saw chaos. Our son was sitting on the floor, scratching himself, his face was red, his lips were swollen, and he was complaining that his throat was itchy. The mother-in-law was standing next to him with a plate that had remnants of a sandwich with something brown on it. I immediately understood peanut butter. I screamed. "What did you do?" She calmly said. "I just gave him a little peanut butter on bread. You have to train the body so the allergy goes away." In my family, they did this with other allergies, and everything was fine. I was in shock. She deliberately brought a jar of peanut butter with her, because we don't have any at home, and decided to cure him while I was away. Our son started coughing more severely. I grabbed the EpiPen, injected him in the thigh, thank God we had practiced, and called an ambulance. My husband had just returned from work and saw this. He was in a panic, yelled at his mom, but she just muttered, "You're exaggerating, it's not poison." At the hospital, our son was stabilized. Fortunately, the EpiPen worked in time, but he spent the night under observation. The doctor said it could have ended tragically and advised us to file a police report because it was intentional endangerment. Now I can't look at my mother-in-law. She hasn't even apologized. She only said, "I wanted to help." My husband is in despair. He loves his mom, but understands this is a crossed boundary. We had a big fight yesterday evening. He says we should give her a chance to correct herself, but I say I will never let her near our son unsupervised again. I'm afraid for my child, I feel betrayed, and I don't know how to live with such a family going forward. What should I do? Should I go to the police? How can I convince my husband to put our son first? Any advice is welcome, because I'm on the edge. Update 1. Thank you to everyone who responded to my original post. Your advice really helped me calm down and think rationally. I read every comment, and many suggested talking to my husband calmly, setting clear boundaries, and possibly limiting contact with the mother-in-law. So, here's what has happened in these few days since the incident. I'm still in an emotional chaos, but I'm trying to hold on for our son's sake. First, about Thomas. He is already home and he is fine. The doctors said the reaction was severe, but thanks to the quick help, EpiPen and ambulance, there are no long-term consequences. He is a little scared. He asks why grandma gave him something bad, and now he's afraid to try new foods. My husband and I explained it simply. Grandma made a mistake, but now we will be more careful. I've signed him up for a session with a child psychologist because I don't want this to traumatize him for life. He has already returned to kindergarten, but we warned the teachers about everything, and they were very supportive. They even offered to conduct a lesson about allergies for all the children. Now about the mother-in-law. After we returned from the hospital, she called that same evening. She didn't apologize right away, but started with, "Well, how is my grandson? I hope you're not exaggerating with this allergy." I handed the phone to my husband because I couldn't speak calmly. He talked to her sternly. He said it was dangerous, that she violated our rules, and that we won't allow her to see our son until she understands the seriousness. She cried, said she only wanted the best, and recalled how in her childhood they treated dust allergies with exposure, just forced children to play in the dust. My husband replied, "Mom, this isn't the 1960s and a peanut allergy can kill. You almost killed your grandson." She promised she wouldn't interfere anymore, but I don't believe it. This isn't the first time she's ignored our boundaries. My husband and I sat down in the evening and talked for a long time, probably the most serious conversation of our entire marriage. I told him I feel betrayed because he always defended his mom, and that now our son is in danger because of her stubbornness. He admitted that he was too soft before because he didn't want to offend her, but now he sees it went too far. We decided to set rules. The mother-in-law can only see our son under our supervision, no visits without us, and she must take a course about allergies. There are online courses from allergy associations in Germany. If she refuses, then no contact. My husband will tell her this himself because I'm not ready to communicate. He also suggested family therapy for the two of us to figure out the family dynamics. I agreed because I feel it could help. But I'm still angry. Every time I look at the EpiPen, I remember that terrible moment. As for me, I can't sleep at night. I constantly check on our son to see if he's breathing normally. My mom from Ukraine called, I told her, and she is in shock. She said that in our family, such a thing wouldn't be forgiven. She advises cutting off contact completely, but I understand it's hard for my husband because she is his only close relative. For now, we are taking a break. The mother-in-law hasn't come over, and we haven't invited her. I feel stronger thanks to your comments. Many wrote about similar stories with just no mothers-in-law, and it helped me feel like I'm not crazy. If the situation changes, I will write another update. Thank you for your support. Update 2. Hello again, community. A few more days have passed, and the situation has evolved a bit, not perfectly, but at least there is progress. Thank you for all the PMs and comments, especially those who shared their own stories about allergies and toxic relatives. It really motivates me not to give up. Here's what happened next. First, about the mother-in-law. My husband called her and laid out our conditions. She was offended at first, said we were making a monster out of her, and that, in her day, parents weren't so paranoid. But after a pause, she must have thought about it. She agreed to the online course about allergies. My husband found a free course from the German Association of Allergists. It has videos, tests, and a certificate at the end. She has already started it. She showed a screenshot of the first module and even sent a message. I didn't think it was so serious, I'm sorry. It's not a full apology, but for her, it's a step. We agreed that after the course she will come to our place, under supervision, and we will test if she understood. For example, we'll ask her what to do in case of a reaction. If everything is okay, we will allow her to play with Thomas, but without food or anything like that. I'm still skeptical. I'm afraid it's temporary. But my husband says he'll give her a chance because she is older and alone. Meanwhile, Thomas is doing better. The psychologist we went to the first session said he is coping well. Children of that age forget quickly if you explain it correctly. We made a game, Allergy Detective, where he checks product labels with us, and it makes him more confident. He is no longer afraid to eat, and even told the kindergarten about his superhero shot, EpiPen. We updated all the medical documents at the kindergarten and added a spare EpiPen. I also joined a local support group for parents of children with allergies in Berlin. There are tons of useful tips there, and I felt I wasn't alone. With my husband, we went to our first therapy session. The therapist, a middle-aged woman, very empathetic, helped us figure things out. It turned out that my husband feels guilty for not protecting us earlier because he grew up with a manipulative mother. I talked about my fear of losing control. As an immigrant, I always try to be the perfect mom. We agreed on a family code, a list of rules for relatives, and my husband promised to be firmer. It brought us closer. Last night we had a family night with popcorn, without peanuts, of course, and cartoons, and it was so cozy after all the stress. But not everything is perfect. The mother-in-law sent Thomas a gift, a toy car, but with a note, so my grandson forgets that minor incident. I was furious. Minor? My husband returned the gift and told her it was not a minor thing. She got offended again, but we are holding our ground. I also started keeping an emotion journal, as suggested in the comments. It helps me not to explode. Overall, things are okay, and I hope I won't have to update with a new incident from the mother-in-law. Thank you, Reddit. Take care of yourselves. What are your thoughts on this story? Did the author do the right thing? What would you have done in her shoes? Share your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new stories.